reference, there have been mentioned 100 people and a world portrait article, and Mountain Beyond Mountain book as the reference. For the inference, read the article 100 people, a world portrait, and discuss their reaction by posting 2 tweets and tweeting 2 responses to other students' reaction. And the other one is students were asked to react to the statement that what Paul Farmer was doing in Beyond Mountain Beyond's book. The anaphora and antecedents. Alexander Astin proposed a developmental theory for college students that focused on the concept of involvement, which he later renamed engagement. The next one is, while they discussed the reading, students made connection when realizing they had shared value and interests. The presupposition, students were also surprisingly comfortable with candid expression of their feelings and their shortcoming as evidenced by the sample of tweets. The next sentence is, Twitter allowed us to extend conversation in ways that would not have been practical during the hour-long class sessions. For the speech acts, there's 3 categories, which is sentence, forms, and functions. For the first word, anyone interested in forming a study group, which the form is interrogative and the function is questions. For the second sentence, I'm planning on coming to the study group, and for the form is declarative and the function is statement. For the direct speech act, the first sentence is, how has reading Mountain Book Mountain changed your idea about responsibility or obligation toward people who are poorer than you are? Questions. The next sentence, do you think that just one person can make a difference, or that one person inspire many people to help make a difference? Questions. And for saving act, face saving act, for the first sentence, if you can't attend because of scheduling conflict, please complete 3-minute paper about last class. And the second sentence is, I have a psych physics class at noon. How am I supposed to attend? Questions. And for the last one, discourse analysis. What is the discourse? The discourse is the effect of Twitter on college student engagement and grades. Why does the discourse exist? What is the purpose and the aims of the discourse? So, despite the widespread use of social media by students and its increased use by instructor, very little empirical evidence is available concerning the impact of social media use on student learning and engagement. As there is continuing growth in the use of social media by college students and faculty, it is hoped that this study will motivate further controlled studies of Twitter and other social media to evaluate how emerging technologies can be best used in educational settings and to tease out the variance between the effect of the actual technology. And when did the discourse take place? This research take place during semester long, and it is for 14 weeks. Who participate in the discourse? For this research, a total of 125 students taking a first-year seminar course for pre-health professional measures participate in this study. And the last one, what does the discourse say about society in general? That students and faculty were both highly engaged in learning process through communication and connection on Twitter. And the cooperative principle for quality. This study provides the first piece of controlled experimental evidence that using Twitter in educationally relevant ways can increase student engagement and improve grades, and thus that social media can be used as an educational tool to help students reach desired college outcomes. And for the quantity, it will be important to replicate this study with more diverse samples in terms of race, ethnicity, income, and academic majors and setting. It will also be important to specifically determine whether using Twitter can help students engage who are historically less engaged to begin with, such as those who are not be adequately prepared for college, those from minority backgrounds, and those who are first generation students. For the next one, relation. In this case, the limited number of sections required us to run conservative statistical tasks using section as a nested random effect, and thus had few degrees of freedom for error. And the last one is manner. Future research should try to randomize across more classes and include a larger sample. For background knowledge, for schema, social media are a collection of internet websites, services, and practices that support collaboration, community building, participation, and sharing. For script, technology analysis, which is Twitter. For the conclusion, in conclusion, this principle of cognitive grammar are useful tool for investigating the semantic structure of noun clauses. This approach explicitly recognizes the fact that human beings use linguistics categories to make sense out of the world, and it provides a cognitively motivated framework for describing associative relation among the members of category. Although human beings have for millennia taken an intense interest in the language they speak, modern linguistics has gradually developed as an independent discipline. Some would be willing to call it a science only during the past few centuries, as far to connected it to technology. And that's all from me. Thank you for listening, and thank you, madam.